Hello, everybody. What an honor to be here with all of you, beautiful, beautiful light beings.
It's good to see you all.
Yes.
Good to have you with us here in nature.
And to be breathing together in this amazing ritual. Each one of your spirits shines so brightly through your eyes. And today, here, we would like to invite you into our community with the Green Nations who are here breathing with us. Our ancestors have taught us that the Green Nations are such allies. We have the ability to be on this planet because we are breathing simultaneously with them. In all the old stories, the grandparents would always encourage the children, if you ever get lost, if your canoe takes you far away, don't panic. Find the twisted trunk of Nokomisgijik, the grandmother cedar, and climb up to the top. And from the top, if you can see the white skin of Mishomis Wigwasimitik, our grandfather birch, you can relax because you're safe among your relations. And they will provide every need that you have. And they might even bring you back to this camp. So this is how we have grown up and have interacted with the Green Nations, because when we are breathing, we are exhaling carbon dioxide, which is what they breathe in. And as they exhale oxygen, which is what we need. So if you have a tree and a human in a bubble, we will both thrive. And so this family is such a blessing for all of us. Nature is our nature, always reflecting back. And on this sun, we would like to welcome you to the Healing Nature Trail, which came to us as a beautiful dream come true. Would you talk a little bit?
We're going to be, the idea of being out in nature is that we are always breathing. We know that. We know all about breath work. We've learned about many modalities of breath work. And when we're out in nature, we are breathing in nature because we're here in nature breathing. And we're also literally breathing in nature. We're breathing in the essence, the life, the spirit of nature. And that's what we're going to be doing with you today during this half hour. There's one special component of nature, and that is the trees. The trees have many gifts for us. And there's one gift in particular, an elder of mine, Makwagisis, an Ojibwe elder, told me when I was young, when I was in my early 20s, that if ever I have any trouble, if ever my spirit is heavy, if ever there's something I cannot resolve, if ever I need to have comfort, to go and find an elder tree I feel comfortable and familiar with, and sit under her, sit at the base of the tree with my back, up to her spine, so that the two of us become one. And that elder tree will listen to me in a deep sense, listen beyond words, and to breathe. But the breathing is a special breathing. It's a deep, yes, and we're going to be doing that. We're coming up to that shortly.
Yes, my grandmother used to tell me the same thing. As a young girl, she would say, you know how you get all grumpy and start fighting with your sister and nothing seems to go right. And she said, if you have a lot on your chest, if you have a lot that you want to share or vent, go to a tree. They are the best listeners. And they really are. They really are amazing listeners. And they know how to hold space without trying to fix it for me, or they just listen. And as I sit there breathing with them, they infuse me with this silent strength, with this peaceful feeling, which comes from the terpenes that they exude, and Tamarack will speak a little bit to that. So now we're here at the entrance of the trail. Welcome home.
Welcome home. The terpenes are the essences that plants release, and they have two purposes. We all know terpenes. Garlic releases terpenes. The garlic smell is a terpene. Mints and members of the cabbage family release terpenes, and they serve many functions. The primary one is as a repellent, an insect repellent. Garlic is strong and powerful, not because it's a culinary favorite of ours, but to keep from being eaten. And the same with conifers. The terpenes in conifers are repellent to insects who would love succulent greens, but they're not going to eat conifers. However, everything in nature has more than one purpose. And the terpenes that the conifers release, that beautiful pine essence, for us has an opposite effect. It uplifts us. If we're feeling a little blue or down, when we go outside in nature, we breathe in and we have this uplifting feeling. And it's really a good for people who are struggling with depression, with chronic depression, to just go and spend time under a canopy of elder pines, of elder conifers. It's some of the best therapy available.
And for those of us who live in the city and maybe see more concrete than we see trees around us, it's good to remember that that concrete also came from the Mother Earth. Everything that surrounds us in cities or in the country all comes from the earth. That is where all the materials that we use originate. So that gratitude, just to remember that we're never away from nature, and we are nature ourselves, and we can connect with that nature. If you have a plant, if you have a tree or a bush, the exercise that we're going to be doing soon, we'll invite you to sit by a plant or sit by a tree if you have that availability. For now, we're going to go through another experience. The native people of this area, they utilize smoke as a smudging substance to cleanse the atmosphere, to clear our minds of troubling thoughts, and just move that energetic sludge that builds up through our lives and the situations that happen in our lives. Here at the Healing Nature Trail, we have a living smudge, which is made out of these beautiful Douglas firs. So we're going to walk through this smudge and invite you, as you breathe with us and with the trees, slowly, consciously, invite you to take in the aromas, to feel the freshness of the needles as they touch your skin.
And you can experience this with us, not just viscerally, but literally, because what we envision becomes our reality. If you can be outside right now with the trees, that's beautiful. If you have a plant in front of you, that's beautiful. An essential oil will work too. And you can just envision even a picture of Mother Nature in front of you, a picture of the beautiful elder pines works. Let that become your reality. Breathe into it.
After our smudge, here to welcome us is a cairn with rock people. Our ancestors also have taught us that relationship with any of the relatives in nature is always powerful and meaningful. There are so many stories, so many benefits that the rock people bring to us, as well as the trees, as well as walking on the earth with either bare feet or with some moccasins that have a leather sole that allows that the electrical currents from the earth to help balance our own electric energy. So there are so many benefits that we receive from nature, so many gifts that she gives us as a mother, as a grandmother. We do have a book that talks about all of these benefits. I think Marco was going to put it on the chat if you're interested in checking out some of those things. In Japan, doctors are recommending that patients walk in nature for 15 minutes because after surgery, a patient will recover 30% faster just by receiving that energy, that blessing.
And all, excuse me, all it takes is 15 minutes a day in nature. And to magnify that, as Lety said, you can go barefoot or in soft moccasins. And it's anti-inflammatory, connecting directly with the earth for 15 minutes. There is no stronger anti-inflammatory research shows that, the chemical labs have not been able to come up with a stronger anti-inflammatory than direct connection with nature, with the mother.
And as we continue our walk and we breathe together, continue to breathe together with our relations here all around us, we open up to receive these gifts that our mother has for us.
Now,
just a second. Are we still with everybody?
Yes.
Okay, you can see us.
Yes.
You.
It's
Okay.
so beautiful. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, we got this message that that our session had expired. So I was just checking. Thank you.
Now, there's one comment before we go any deeper into nature here, and that is on the quality of our breathing. And you're all aware of what deep breathing is all about, breathing deep into the belly. It's really important in nature because if we're breathing up here, up in our chests, it's just maintenance breathing. And you all know this already. Deep breathing is bathing the lungs in terpenes and in the negative ions that we're going to be talking about shortly. Deep, slow, rhythmic breathing. And breathing through the nose out in nature is more effective than breathing through the mouth because we have sensory receptors in the nose that are connected directly with the brain and really accelerate the healing process. They deepen the effect. So breathe deeply, deeply in the belly, slowly and through the nose. Inhale and exhale through the nose.
So here we are approaching the threshold bridge. This is the true beginning of the trail where we are leaving behind all of our concerns, all of our doubts, all of our everyday problems, and we start to climb over this wetland. Where we have flowing water. There's still ice here in the North Woods. Some ice has not melted yet. But on this bridge, we we had it built up so that you can get a different perspective on climbing, and this has to do with the body-mind connection. Sometimes do you get that feeling that you're so close to the trees that you cannot see the forest? When that happens, this is a very simple solution. You go to a place where you can have a long range vision. And there, suddenly your mind just opens up, and you might be surprised that you didn't think about the solution before, but suddenly your body is opened up. Your mind is opened up along with the landscape.
And this expansiveness, this visual expansiveness, encourages expansive breathing. You know how there's a saying that a panoramic vista just takes your breath away. Well, it does. And when it takes your breath away, it gives you all the space for fresh breath to come in. So when you're out in nature, be sure to include a panoramic vista in your experience.
So here we have some moving water, a small creek. And this, anytime we have moving water, whether it's waves or rain or a shower,
that is generating negative ions. And negative ions have some of the same effect of terpenes. They are uplifting. Have you ever noticed when you go outside after a thunderstorm and the air is so fresh and crisp and clean, and you can't help but take a deep breath, and it just lifts your spirits. And that is one of the reasons that we are so drawn to the ocean, to the shoreline, and to waterfalls and rapids. Any moving water is generating negative ions, and that's the actual effect that we are feeling. It's the negative ions that we are breathing in. And again, it's not just that we are breathing them in, it's the way we breathe them in that makes all the difference.
yeah, breathing. Breathing to me is like making love. The spirit that lives inside all of us is coming inside of me and then leaving. But I don't get panicked because I know he's coming back again. And so it's this constant love making that is so energizing, so gratitude promoting. And as we're walking through this area, little plants, these will be the first flowers that will come out. We're looking for a tree to do a little exercise. So this would be a good time if you have a plant by you, or if you have a tree by you, any green person that you can sit by. And Jim Morningstar led us through a cocoon breath exercise earlier. Now this is an opportunity to practice a cocoon breath with an ancestor, a grandfather, these grandfather red pines. Just sit comfortably in front of your plant or your tree or the picture of a tree and feel that breath rising from the earth through the back behind you, through your spine. In this case, the tree is Tamarack's spine. So he's taking that breath all the way up that tree. And then bringing it around to the front where there's another elder red pine, and bringing that breath down the spine of that tree as she breathes oxygen for him and he breathes carbon dioxide for her. And as you too are breathing in and breathing out, this cocoon, weaving a cocoon that wraps you in this beautiful ritual of lovemaking with your breath, with the spirit of breath, with the green nations holding you in this growing embrace. The beauty of this cocoon is that it keeps growing with your breath, and it begins to encompass this whole forest. There are some ponds. Tamarack's breath is now expanding to encompass the ponds and growing higher and higher, encompassing the clouds above us and the wind that is moving the trees. The trees are dancing with the wind, with the breath of the earth. And as we continue to breathe in ever larger and larger circles, just like a butterfly in the Amazon jungle, fluttering her wings, causes a ripple all the way to the North Pole. Our breath, our loving breath, reaches to every corner of this world, bringing our love, our healing love, our healing nature. That is our default setting, is health and wellness and love and kindness. As we breathe those deep breaths, we feel that consciousness, that loving heart imbuing our breath with blessings in every direction, and especially for those people that is commonly hard for us to love and to extend our love to. It's so easy to love those people that we like and that are kind to us. But those crooked politicians, those greedy corporations, that's where our love is really needed. Let us expand our gratitude for the world that we're gifted with, for the life that we're blessed with, and see those people as just scared children who didn't receive, might have not received the love that they needed. But now the greedy adult can receive that love unconditionally, because inside of that person, that divine light, that divine spirit also breathes, also keeps that life moving forward. Let's weave those blessings into our breath, expanding that circle wider and wider. Forgiving ourselves for any misperceived errors. That's the beauty of mistakes. They can be corrected. And let us never make ourselves wrong. We're those like little children, learning to walk, falling on our faces. And there's a loving parent there, or a loving spirit, ready to help us get up and keep walking and keep feeling that joy of being alive, because our lover keeps breathing us, never forgets to breathe us. As you come back, you can open your eyes, stretch a little bit, feel your hands, shake your shoulders, come back into your body, together with a greater body that holds you. That community, I love that. Community. We are that unity. And we revel in it.
One of the beauties of being outdoors is that every breath can be a healing breath. It's not what we do, but how we do it. We can turn something very routine when we are thinking about where we're going, or the beauty and joy of nature and the birds singing. We can breathe with the birds, we can breathe with the trees, and it becomes a healing experience. Healing for us as well as healing for nature.
So beautiful. Lety, Tamarack, please get into the screen together so we can all blow a few breaths at you. Everyone breathe in, and let's blow it out to Tamarack and Lety as a thank you. Breathe in. Blow it out. Give it to them. Breathe in the nature they gave us today. Breathe it in. Blow it out to them. And a thank you to the green ancestors. Breathe it in. Exhale the H into the ground. Little bow of thanks for this communion.